Good morning. And it is Wednesday, and I am glad to be here with you on Facebook Live on Wednesday or whatever day you might be watching. And I just wanted to share part of my process with you of just kind of where my head has been and my thoughts have been, and bring you into what God is doing in my process, not just to talk about me and my process, but I hope that I can help you as you process and see maybe some of the things that just learn from some of the things that God's doing with me. And I realized that as we've been these last couple of weeks planning out our gathering to come back together outside at Thrive, I realized that I think getting out of the routine for me of what I've done for 11 years has been able to help me kind of identify some areas that needed a reset. And I think a lot of you have had that same experience where you've been forced out of the usual way of doing life. And so for me, for 11 years, every week, I would focus on Sunday morning, that it was a kind of always something that was in some ways looming over my head and my week and my life and my thoughts. And in the beginning, especially, it felt like every week that I was hosting an event, like throwing a big party, especially early on when Kevin and I were just church planters and it was just the two of us. Really all of the burden really fell on us, and we were hosting, and it was like all the details it was like our gig, right? And so, but over the years, I've realized that I approach Sunday in kind of the same way, where I am like, who's going to come? It's like, you have a party. Don't you want to know, like, are people going to show up? Who's going to come? And are they going to like it? And are they going to get something out of it? And spiritually, like for me, obviously, it isn't just about trying to, how many people came, check, but more of like, are people going to experience God? Because really why we're here, we wanted people to move closer to God. We really wanted people to experience God. And that was our why. But you wonder, is that happening? Are people experiencing God? Are they going to become a part of our church? And really when you plant, like they plant a church, they tell you like, grow, like get to 100 as fast as you can, get to 200 as fast as you can. There's those constant like marks, in some ways, measurements of how you're doing based on how many people are coming. And so that was, our eyes are kind of full of that goal. Are people staying? Are they becoming a part? Can we count them in the numbers that we're counting as we're trying to grow? And that, not saying that's how it's supposed to be, but that's how kind of it was for me. And of course, I wanted people to come and be a part, not just so that I could have some numbers of like know who's coming, but I wanted people to be a part so they would grow closer to God. That I do see the design of God, that what happens in community is that there's this beautiful growing up together into all things. Like that's what the body does. We get equipped and we grow up into all things so that there's more space for God in our lives, so that then that spills out, right? As we are closer to God, that as we are connecting with him, that he spills out into other areas, and the reality of God flows through our lives to other people. But in these 4 months, where we haven't met consistently, and I haven't had a Sunday morning to wonder who's coming and who are the new people that are going to come, and will they come back, and will people be a part, and are people, coming or going, or where are we at? I've had 4 months of kind of letting go a lot of that pressure, taking my hands off. And I've realized, like in that time of taking my hands off, I realized that really I took up a mentality that I had to get people to stay. I had to get people to connect. I had to get people to like what we were doing and want to be a part of it. And I took a lot of responsibility on myself. And I feel like as we're now facing this reality of coming back together, again, something new, coming back together again, I realized that as I was thinking about it, I had a swell of fear and insecurity rise up, again, wondering who will come And I haven't had to ask that question for 4 months. I've had a break from some of that. And so then all of a sudden I'm facing that question again, who will come? And as I realized that really what behind that is like, just, it is a fear. It's an insecurity that I have. And so something that I am doing with myself that I would like to encourage us to do when we're in the midst of fear or worry is I'm focusing on a shift from to. And this is what I really want us to kind of have as a regular part of our life, an ability to shift from to. That what God has, what he's done is he has saved us, and he has saved us from, but he has saved us to something, that he has rescued us from, but he has delivered us into something. And I feel like the to, what we've been saved from, to needs to be the focus and the priority and the emphasis of our lives and our thinking and our actions and our ways. And so really it is thinking about, to live in the fullness of God, I need to look at, where am I spending my focus? Is it on my from or my to? And I do think that sometimes we can spend too much attention in that land of what I've been saved from, and where we're supposed to plant our feet is the land of what we've been saved to. That we have been saved from fear to security, to peace, in the approval of God, that God is a God that withholds no good thing from us, that I am saved from self-sufficiency to a life occupied by a God who is more than able. And so in that moment of insecurity and fear, I was able to shift to the to, and I'm able to shift what I am saved to. I am saved to the goodness of God in the land of the living. I am saved to a God who will never fail, who will never leave, who will never forsake, who will always work good in the midst of circumstances. And I'm asking us, and this is what I'm doing for myself too, to spend more time in the reality of hope of what I'm saved to be able to identify where I'm still thinking about the things that God has covered and he has paid for, and move into the things that I am saved to, that I am saved to a glorious future. Like it is a sure thing that I am saved to a peace that goes beyond understanding, that I am saved to a living hope. I am saved to a kingdom that is unstoppable and full of glory. I am saved to the very thoughts, the very mind of Jesus, right? And so I want us to keep moving past our past and the things that may hold us back, those places where we can identify, wait a second, I have been saved from this, and I'm going to spend my time and my attention and my priority and my emphasis and my experience in what I am saved to. That I'm going to give my past less airtime than I'm going to give my future, right? And so for me, when I started recognizing that I'm experiencing some fear, I just all of a sudden shifted into the reality of what I have been saved from. I have been saved from any bondage to fear and any bit of trying to prove myself or do something or be something. And I am saved to a God, a perfect Father who is loving and kind and for me, and will work all things that He has authored my future. He has authored my tomorrow, and to stay just grounded, centered in the future that He has, the now that He has, what I've been saved to. So that's the shift that I would love to leave you guys with, to recognize those places where you can say, wait a second, I've been rescued from that. That has been covered by the precious blood of Jesus. And I'm not going to spend as much time worrying about the things that have been covered and taken care of and the finality of those things. And I am going to just focus my thoughts, my words, the attention of my heart on what I am saved to. So that's my bit of encouragement. And I hope that you can pull that into your own life and begin to give some airtime to those things too. So have an awesome Wednesday, and we'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. We're headed to the 4th of July weekend, which is so exciting. I hope you're ready for some fun, some celebration. You're thinking about some ways to take a moment to just enjoy that God made all things well, and that He wants us to rest and He wants us to celebrate. So we'll see you. Can't wait to see you soon in person on Friday. If you have not registered, please register. We send out weekly emails. Open those emails, and then you'll never miss kind of what's happening and what's going on. But we need everyone to register who is planning on coming on Sunday, so we can make sure that we keep to our safety guidelines of 50 people outside. See you soon.